Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios. Today we're going to talk about indicators of interest. 12 ways you can tell if a girl is into you. We all want to get laid, but you just can't walk up to a girl and tell her that. You need to get a phone number, or if you already have her contact information, you need to know if she's into you and set up a date. On your date, you need to know if it's going well. Well, how can you tell? Many women aren't direct about this. Well, here's the thing. Women subcommunicate interest in many ways, but often don't say it directly. Indicators of interest are a great way to tell if things are going well or not. Here's a list of ways that women subcommunicate that they're interested in you. Enjoying my content? Check out my blog at heliosblog.com. On YouTube, you can support me by liking and subscribing. I'm also on Spotify if you'd prefer a podcast. If you're interested in my books, The Strategist Guide to Seduction and Quotes to Live By, they're available on Amazon. In addition, you can follow me on Patreon at the Helios blog for exclusive content. On with the show. Part 1. Predate indicators of interest. Number 1. If she keeps glancing at you, then looking away. If you're in a public place like a bookstore, and you notice that the girl is glancing your way multiple times, that's your cue that you should talk to her. She's definitely interested. This is especially true if she looks away once you look at her. She's embarrassed you noticed. That means that you're making her feel things before a conversation has even happened. Excellent. Go up and start a conversation. People in general like to look at people they like. If you've never met her before and she keeps glancing your way, it's a great sign. Number 2. She starts to talk really loud with her friends when you're nearby. Have you ever noticed when you've walked by a group of girls and they turn up the intensity of their conversation? This attention-seeking behavior means one of the girls in the group is interested in you. Usually it's the girl that laughs as you walk by. This means that you should talk to her. The problem is that girls in a group are hard to talk to. But you can try this. Go up to the group and say, "Hey guys, what's going on? That conversation seemed pretty interesting." The girls are 100% going to react to you, especially the girl that laughed earlier. Small talk with the group for 1 to 2 minutes, making sure you're talking mostly to the boss. Then ask the girl who's the boss if you can borrow the girl you're interested in for a few minutes. But Helios, how can I tell which girl is boss? She's the girl that answers the "hey guys" question. The other girls will defer to her in the body language as well. Lead the girl you're interested in away and have a 5 to 10 minute small talk conversation with her. Ask for her number. Then take her back to the group, thank the boss girl, say bye, and go on your merry way. If the boss girl rejects you, sorry, you're SOL. Groups of women are like that, I'm afraid. Number 3. She initiates conversation with you in any way. If a girl ever talks to you unprompted in public for any reason, and she isn't working in some store selling something, she's interested in you. It doesn't matter what she says or how she says it. She could say something as simple as "hey" or something as mean as "there's gum on your shoe." It doesn't matter. Girls don't talk to strangers. If she breaks that rule for you, it's a great sign. That's a huge indicator of interest. You want to spin her approach into a small talk conversation of 5 to 10 minutes that leads to you getting a number. Number 4. She brushes past you. If she brushes past you and you're not in a place as crowded as Times Square, you better believe that's an indicator of interest. She's broken the touch barrier before you've ever had a conversation. It's an amazing sign. Approach the girl from the front and start talking to her. It's likely that if she brushed past you, she'll have her back turned. Just walk fast enough that she can see you out of the corner of her eye and then start your approach. Again, have a small talk conversation that lasts 5 to 10 minutes. You can talk about the place you're in or something about her outfit, then ask for her number. Part 2. Indicators of interest on a date. Number 5. She's smiling, laughing, and having a good time. Most guys, even those who are inexperienced with women, pick up on this one. A girl would call this clicking. Everything just works. It's pretty obvious she likes you if she's smiling, laughing, and having a good time on the date. If she's liking what you're doing, keep doing it. You're building the rapport and that warm, fuzzy feeling that leads to great interactions between you now and in the future. You're very likely to sleep with a girl like this on the second date if you play your cards right. Number 6. She casually brushes up on you or bumps into you gently multiple times. If you're walking with the girl and you feel like she's brushing up on you and bumping into you multiple times, it means she likes being close to you. She enjoys your presence and likes to be close. It means you're very likely to be physically compatible. This is an amazing sign and means that you're very likely to sleep with that girl on the second date. Number 7, she asks you questions about yourself. If you're having a conversation with a girl on a date and asking her questions about herself, if she answers and then wants to know more about you, that's a clear indicator of interest. It means she's interested in getting to know you. Women sleep with men they're comfortable with. She wants to know more about you in order to become comfortable. She's doing the work for you by asking you questions about yourself, and it's an excellent sign. Simply answer her questions in minimal detail and redirect the conversation to her. You don't want to be speaking for most of the time you're on the first date. You want it to be 45 minutes her and 15 minutes you out of 60. Number 8, she answers your questions in detail. When you're on your date, if you're asking her questions about herself and she talks for a long time about anything you ask, it's a great sign. An indicator of disinterest would be her answering your questions curtly and with barely any detail. If she's talking a lot about herself when you ask, you can rest assured that the date is going well. Hilariously, she'll think you're great conversation if the conversation is 45 minutes her and 15 minutes you. Women bond through talking. The more she's talking, the more she feels close to you. Practice active listening. That means that you're reacting to what she's saying with the emotions she's showing you. If she's happy about something, reflect happiness back at her. If she thinks something is stupid, reflect that back at her. You need to avoid agreeing with absolutely everything she says though. If she says something you don't agree with, say you don't agree, then redirect to a different topic. You don't want to be arguing on the first date, but you also don't want to be a doormat. Part 3. Indicators of interest through text. So here's number 9. She replies immediately to your text. If you send a text and she replies within 5 minutes, it means she's really into you. This is doubly true if you're super busy and don't text, and so your texts are really spaced out while hers are instant. When you live a busy life that's full, you'll find that you simply don't have time to text all the time, and you'll naturally have this dynamic with many women you're interested in. Your texts should only be for logistics. That means that you only text to meet up and not to be pen pals. You won't get laid being a pen pal. Ask me how I know. Number 10, she double, triple, or quadruple texts you. Any girl that sends multiple texts to you while you're only sending one is indicating interest. The more texts, the more interest. Personally, I've slept with every girl who's quad texted me. My record for text sent in a row from a girl? 27. Yes, I slept with that girl, and no, she wasn't crazy, just super into me. Lots of texts in a group is a signal that the girl is super into you. Strike while the iron is hot and set up a date. Number 11. She has perfect grammar in her text to you. If she is not an anal English major, her having perfect grammar is an indicator of interest. Even with autocorrect, people texting generally don't have perfect grammar. If not one word is out of place and the capitalization and punctuation is perfect, it means that the girl put in effort making it that way. She would only put in effort for a guy she was interested in. It's a good sign. Number 12. She always capitalizes your name in text. Most people text in all lowercase nowadays. If she's capitalizing your name and everything else in the text is lowercase, it means that she feels she needs to capitalize your name. This is doubly true if the grammar in the text is flawless, as I've said above. She's showing you respect by doing that, and she doesn't have to do that. If she puts in the effort and shows you respect in that way, she's subcommunicating interest. Autocorrect doesn't tend to capitalize all names, so you can follow this advice, especially if your name isn't incredibly common. Conclusion. Women have many ways of showing interest, and many of these ways are indirect. Knowing what some indicators of interest are will help you to capitalize on a girl's interest and sleep with more women as a result. Look for the indicators of interest and watch your success soar. Good luck.